Hello and welcome. My name is Janet and this is my travel channel. In today's video, I would like to share with you how was my experience of visiting Istanbul, Turkey. I was able to visit Turkey twice. The first was in about 2016 and the second time was in about 2018, pre-pandemic. So most of the things I'm going to share with you are, of course, before COVID, so maybe some of them have changed. Istanbul is not the capital of Turkey, but is one of the most populated cities with 15 million people. It is truly one financial center full of people, tourism, and historical sites. It is also home of the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, and of course the Grand Bazaar. If you are a Muslim, this is a great place for you to visit. Istanbul is definitely one of the best places I've ever visited, and I hope everyone once in their lifetime visit this. Let's talk about where to stay or transportation and how to move around in Istanbul. The first time I went there, I was advised by many people, first of all, not to go because it wasn't safe, blah, blah, blah. But of course, I didn't listen to that because I wanted to experience for myself visiting this wonderful place. In order to be on the safe side, I decided to stay close to the airport. We felt that if something happened, I wanted to be close to the airport in case I had to take a flight quickly back home. So we decided to go on the first trip. We stayed near the airport. Back then, the international airport was just the Atatürk one, but now things have changed and they have the Istanbul airport as the international and most important one. So you probably will arrive there. If you decide to stay close to the airport, it will be cheaper, first of all. However, it's far away from when the main attractions are. It's about a 40-minute drive in taxi, and it will cost you money every time you want to go back and forth. On the second trip then, we were now familiar with Istanbul, so we decided actually to stay in the main, the Sultanahmet, which is the main area where all the attractions are. So we decided to stay in this wonderful little hotel called Antusa Palace, and there, this hotel is right across the tram, so we didn't have to rent a car. I suggest that you don't rent a car in Istanbul. It's very difficult to drive there if you're not accustomed to their way of driving. Definitely stay in Sultanahmet because it's close to everything. You have the tram right there. It is safe. There's restaurants. There's everything you need right there. Some other people stayed in another area called Taksim, which is also right there in the same touristy area. But I didn't like Taksim to stay because I felt it was way overcrowded and more towards the younger crowd. I wanted to mention that the tram takes you all over the important places and even further away. We even venture out to outlet malls right there using the tram in non-touristy area. And again, we felt quite safe. We didn't see any issues. We went to the tram, it was affordable, and we went to the mall and we bought things and it was easier. So do not rent a car. Stay in the main attractions near Sultanahmet and you'll be fine. Things to do in Istanbul, they're countless. You will not have probably enough time in a week or so to visit all the sites. Some of the places you can visit, of course, is the Hagia Sophia. It's one of the most important places there to visit. We went to the Blue Mosque. You also have the Grand Bazaar. The Grand Bazaar is huge, and be aware that if you have walking accessibility problems, that you are going to be struggling a little bit here because it's all like going downhill, even though it's inside the bazaar and it's like indoors. It's going down and then coming back up hilly. There's also the Galata Tower, which I felt was not safe if you have little kids, so just be careful when you visit the area because once you go up the tower, the rails around it are not really safe and I felt you could fall down easily. However, when you visit the Galata Tower, you're gonna have the best views of the area. We also visited the Topkapi Museum Palace. If you are Muslim, this is a must for you. This is the place where they keep a lot of important things related to the religion of Islam. Another thing I wanted to mention is that some of these sites You have to be careful what you're wearing because you have to be respectful of their culture. But you don't have to wear a hijab or things like that throughout Istanbul. I never wear any covering. The only time I have to be covered was when we visited the Blue Mosque. They would provide for you some sort of covering for your head if you want. Another thing that you will love about Istanbul is the food. There's food, restaurants, food trucks, little shops of food everywhere, coffee shops, street food. You will not get tired of eating here. All of it delicious. I didn't have anything that I didn't like. I enjoyed it all. They also have plenty of pastries and sweets that you should try when you're visiting Istanbul as well. A few other things that I wanted to mention that were a little bit of a culture shock for me was the fact that I saw a lot of children smoking. And when I mean children, I mean 11-year-old, 10-year-olds around with cigarettes. I also saw women who used their children to ask for money. Finally, I wanted to add that I never felt unsafe in Istanbul. I feel it's the same as any other city. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be on the lookout where you're going. But I never felt unsafe. I would love to go back and visit Istanbul again over and over. I had a wonderful time, and I'm sure you will as well. Well, there you have it. That was my visit to Istanbul. Are you going to Istanbul? Write it down in the comments and let me know if you have any questions about it that I can help you with. Please join my channel, like my video, and I'll see you in my next one. See you soon.